Hello Virgo friends, welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. That's me. If you're watching this video, you resonate with the sign of Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Cross watchers are welcome. There you are. There's your energy. Welcome guys, happy to have you. We are going to do your April 2020 tarot readings. The first half of this video will be love and romance. The second half will be career and finances. Here on YouTube, I do general readings. That means not everything I say will resonate with you. It's up to you to come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind. I ask that ultimately you only take away messages that resonate with you, that serve you in some capacity, motivate you, inspire you, illuminate you to see something new you didn't before, or confirm something you wanted or needed to hear. I come at these messages with love and positivity. I ask that that is what you take away here today. If something feels strange or foreign, drop it like it's hot. That means it's probably a message for someone else, in which case you don't need to take on those energies. Give these messages time to resonate, but ultimately you are always going to be in the driver's seat of your own life. All right, everything else about this video will be in the description box below, including the decks I'm using here today, as well as my social media channels. I am the Intuitive Teacup on Facebook and Instagram and .com. Check those out if you're interested. Other than that, I'm happy just to have you here on YouTube. My beautiful Virgo friends, are you dealing with a Libra? Who's in love with a Libra? Ooh, I like those messages. What's under that? Ooh, a Libra or an Aquarius. Maybe you got some air signs on your mind. Really heavy-hitting cards. You're starting off really strong. So if you don't currently have a person, this could represent someone coming in. It could also represent someone from your past, and the message is circling back. So again, open heart, open mind, only take what resonates. We're going to peek in at your person first. All right, I almost called you Libra. I have Libra on the mind now from seeing that card. From my Virgos. All right, so you have two major, this is actually your person spread. They have three major arcana. They have the Empress, the Death card, and the Hierophant. So Scorpio, Taurus, and Libra energy, double Taurus energy with that Empress. So in their energy, right, how they're presenting roughly in the month of April, they're large and in charge. Is someone pregnant? No, if not, the Empress is Mother Earth. She is creation incarnate. She's very gentle. She's very kind. She's very nurturing. She is a mother, maternal-like energy, a divine feminine. They're like an environmentalist, someone who cares a great deal about the environment, her community, her neighbors. She's very generous. She's very loyal. She's very giving. And she's the one who helps build the empire, right? So she's very money savvy. She's very financially sound. But she doesn't really chase people for their attention. It's like she understands that the people who respect her and give her their time and attention, those are the ones that are worth considering. Like she's looking for true, solid people, that kind of earth energy. She's looking for loyalty, something that can last throughout the years. It's not like a fly-by-night type, hit it and quit it energy. That's not this person at all. Now, I'm saying her because of the Empress, but to be very clear, this could absolutely represent a masculine as well. It's just presenting as a more feminine type energy. All right, so Virgo, then your person in their mental sector, they're going through some major transformation. They may still be releasing an ex, specifically a Scorpio, but it does seem like they're welcoming in change, but they're going into this new chapter of their life with some battle armor on. They've had to learn some very heavy, difficult lessons. Somebody actually may have passed in their family recently that they were very close to. I'm not necessarily predicting that by any means. I'm just saying they're holding someone close in their heart space who either is at a distance or they can no longer see right now. Oh, sorry, I should have silenced my phone. Apologies. Hopefully that doesn't go off too much. So yeah, in their headspace, they have sort of some heavy energy, some heavy mental energy that's weighing on them, and yet they're still proceeding forward. They're still absolutely moving forward with something because they see that there's reward on the other side. It's like they're rushing into the arms of maybe a Taurus. There's a bookend here with a Taurus, so going from one Taurus to another. Or if it's not that, they're rushing into the arms of God, of faith, of spirituality, getting back, like going to church once again or reaching out to people in their neighborhood, in their community, that type of thing. They're looking to be a part of something greater again, because for a while it does seem like they were isolated. They were off on their own, doing their own thing. This person may be a chemist or work in like a chemistry lab, be a scientist, a doctor, something of that sort. There's a random message for one or two. But yeah, so mentally they have a little bit of baggage, but it's like they're trying to clear away the cloudiness in their skies. They're trying to get to illumination, to daylight, to happiness again. They're seeking growth and renewal in their life currently. They may have very strong Scorpio in their chart as well. So in their mental sector, they're looking for a long-term commitment. They're thinking about marriage. It doesn't necessarily mean they're buying the ring or thinking of who they're going to propose to, because it feels like they're kind of getting out of something. Unless this is a situation where, for a small few of you, if you're dating this person and you've been together for a bit and you recently found out you're pregnant and it's like, oh, well, we're not really in that case, then yes, they're thinking about putting a ring on it. They're thinking about going forward in marriage, because it's already like, this is such a harsh way of putting it, but it's like they've sealed the deal in terms of like, you're my person. Like, you guys have already potentially had a child together or this or that. And so if that is the case, then it's looking towards marriage. But yeah, if this is someone new, I like the idea that they're looking for something grounded and solid, someone who's established roots and is strong on their own, so that when you guys come together, you guys can be solid and form some sort of become like a team together to build a life together. Faith and spirituality is very important to this person. They hold God in their heart, or whatever their system of belief is. The action they're taking, though, I don't know if I love that card. It's an okay card, but in terms of an action card, it's the wounded warrior. It's someone who's still healing or nursing some serious wounds. And that's sort of what I was getting with the death card. They're coming out of maybe a relationship with maybe a Taurus or a Scorpio. It doesn't have to be. But yeah, as I was saying, they've got their battle armor on. It's like they're still standing at attention. They're still anticipating like destruction, or they're still anticipating the aftershocks or the aftermath of something that's already happened. They may be waiting on some sort of settlement in a divorce, particularly if they are divorcing someone whom they have a child with. That keeps kind of coming up here. But yeah, something about the repercussions. They're waiting for the storm to pass. That is how I would, that's how I would encapsulate this card. They're waiting for the storm to pass. Maybe that has to do with this whole corona thing, right? I mean, this isn't really the best time to be out dating, right? Since we're all kind of social distancing. So maybe that's the storm they're waiting for to pass. They want to get back out there, but they know intuitively they know it's not a good time right now to be putting out feelers for romance, because we're all kind of being blocked. There's a lot of obstacles. There's a lot of gatekeepers, right? In terms of like our relationships and our sexual lives and that kind of thing. So, all right, so not a bad spread at all. Let's throw a few things on it. I would like to clarify death, and I would like to clarify the Nine of Wands for Virgo's person. Yeah, this person may be traveling or in transit. They may be moving houses, moving apartments, looking at new spaces to build a business. They may work in some sort of like home development or interior design, or like designing apartments, construction, something about like vacation rentals, or they could be a landlord, something about properties, property rentals, something involving the house and the home. That's what they're moving towards. They might be moving towards somebody who has strong Cancer in their chart, because the Cancers rule the house and the home. It could be that you're dealing with a Cancer. They also may work in a career, again, this is super random, not for everyone, a career that helps people come to terms with the idea of death. They help like mentally and emotionally prepare people to transition, if that makes sense. And so it's funny, they may even make like house calls. Maybe they go visit people who are in, what do you call it? I just heard foster care. So maybe, but that's not the word I was looking for. Hospice. They may work in some sort of hospice where they provide, like, again, motherly, gentle, nurturing energy for those who are coming to terms with death. Or they could be a doctor of some kind, or a spiritual leader. They could like give someone their last rites, or however you want to say it, something like that. They may do prayer at bedside with certain people. Yeah, your person and so in terms of their action, it's like they're in quarantine in their home, and I am sort of getting a little bit lackluster in terms of like they're losing hope. They're almost jumping to conclusions. They're expecting the worst. They're anticipating hardship. But I do think they're false. They need to raise their vibration. They need to connect more with God and spirituality, with source, with the universe. Because, yeah, it's like they got to raise their vibration. They're in a little bit lack mentality. And I think it all comes from worry. Yeah, they need to have faith. Keeping the faith, I just heard. Yeah, okay, so your person may be dealing with some sort of sickness. And if it's not that, please don't all freak out, right? Again, that may have to do with the career that they do. That literally what I was just saying, like saying the last rites at someone's bedside or aiding them, preparing them for change and transition, right? Particularly old folks' homes, something like that. That may be the career. And so mentally, emotionally, that would probably take a toll on someone, right? If you're constantly dealing with people who are at the end of their life, and again, I want to emphasize this could be a doctor or a nurse or someone like that. The wounded warrior might be the people they're working with. They have maybe helping people recover from PTSD, people who have maybe fought, in war or on the battlefield, whether it be, semi-recently or ages ago, right? Even old folks, something about that. They help to raise people's vibes and expectations of what to expect in their future. Unfortunately, they need to start doing that for themselves too. It's almost like all their energy is going towards helping other people. They're very noble. They're a very selfless person. Not selfish, selfless. They give lots of time and energy to the world around them. It's like everybody is it's like everybody is God's children. It's almost like everybody is their child as well. They're doing the work of God. They're light workers, whether they realize it or not, but they need to remember to take time on their own because it's like they're burning the candle at both ends, particularly if you're dealing with a Sagittarius. Under that, though, is grand fortune, great fortune, especially if this person is waiting for a court settlement or some sort of payout, particularly involving a mother-in-law, or a more mature woman. Yeah, they may be getting some sort of inheritance if they lost their mother recently. But there's something about this. There's grand fortune, so don't give up hope. Let's look at where you're at. Let's see what the universe wants to tell you about this. So Virgo, your energy is presenting as the high priestess, so the silent woman. She's a direct messenger or a direct vessel of communication directly with God, with spirit, with universe. So again, very, very, we do have a divine pairing here, right? You guys could be kick-ass in terms of like careers in spirituality or again, healing, light work, if that makes any sense. She's not the most active though. She's non-vocal. It's the written script that's in her lap. It's like the Torah. But it's silent, it's prayer, it's meditation. I always hear when I pick up this card, I always think of the Let It Be song. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. It's very personalized, it's independent, but it's very spiritual. It's being shrouded by God's light and love and spiritual guides and guardian angel type energy. It's all about maintaining your internal balance and also taking advantage of your intuition at this time. You're getting messages like intuitive hits from the universe. So make sure you're opening yourself up to receive those messages. Make sure you're taking care of your health and your body. So that you can understand and translate what those messages mean. You may have strong Cancer in your chart, but you don't have to. But yeah, I almost am getting, because this is representing your energy in the month of April, there's not a huge shift. It's kind of steady. It's kind of maintained. So maybe that's a relief to some of you. But yeah, in terms of progress on a love relationship, it's sort of in delay. I don't see too much going on here, but let's keep looking at your cards. This is what the universe wants you to know about this person who came up. Some of you are married to a doctor or married to a nurse. That's very prevalent in this. Or maybe you're crushing on someone who is, right? So in your headspace, you have Queen of Wands. So there is a little bit of sexuality here. There's a little bit of like sexual passion, charm, charisma, intrigue. There's something you're fixated on this person. You can't take your eye off of them. And with that sunflower, it's sexual, but it's also spiritual. The idea of, organic growth, again, the flowers, Mother Nature. This could be a same-sex couple relationship. Absolutely, I could see that. But yeah, I heard futility, or maybe it's fertility. Potentially, there's a fire sign on your mind, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But more than anything, again, it's connecting with your own faith and spirituality. It's stepping into your power as a spiritual leader. You may end up being an emotional support system or a spiritual support system for this person who's giving that out to the world. It's like they're doing God's work by dishing out kindness and love and compassion and empathy, particularly for those who are struggling. It is like their divine purpose. It is their soul path. It is their divine work to rebalance the scales when people are in disarray and have anxiety and fears and this and that. They come in and they're like a crusader for love and light work. But it's almost like they need someone else to lean on, and I think that might be you, Virgo. Something about the spiritual arts. You may sort of be into that whole idea of like, you know, the modern day witch, meaning like a child of nature, right? Using very organic, healthy, like natural substances like herbs and crystals and things from the planet, things from Mother Nature to heal and aid in like medicinal work or something like that. Tarot card reading, right? Let's throw something on that. Why is Virgo in their headspace they're presenting as the Queen of Wands? You yourself are a light worker, whether you realize it or not. You spread light and love into this world. You are very in tune with animals in particular. It's almost like you can sense an animal's feelings and vice versa. This is kind of a weird message, but yeah, it's like you can almost psychically communicate with animals. Absolutely. There's something very unique about your way of thinking. You have very innovative ideas, and sometimes it puts you at odds with people. You may feel like people view you as bizarre or unusual, but you have to know that it's almost your gift, your unique talents and innovative ways of thinking. It sets you apart from the pack, and for the longest time you may have felt excluded, like people didn't accept you, but know that it's your soul purpose, your soul's path, to stand out among the rest. You are a trailblazer of sorts, again, with either spiritual healing or kindness and compassion, getting involved in your community and your neighborhood and like doing good work, potentially working with children. It may involve some sort of travel to help people with their artistic projects, particularly something about work. A friend who works in a gallery, who puts paintings in a gallery, maybe a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. There's some sort of creative project that you can be doing right now that you're very excited about. And that could be a nice little collaboration and maybe romantic as well. Maybe, question mark on that one. There's an Aquarius that has their eye on you. Actually, you have two people who have their eye on you. Maybe a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Yeah, or it could be two fire signs. I'm getting like two people are looking at you because there's three different people presenting here on your mind. One of them is you, and I think it's this one, but you've caught the eye of other people because how unique and different and special you are. You're unapologetically different. And that's okay. I'm getting it's okay. Like you don't need to... what is the word? Oh goodness. Like not transform to be like other people. What is the word for that? Spirit, help me here. You don't need to be like a sheep. You got to be an innovative free spirit. You got to be a creative thinker. It's a C word, isn't it? You shouldn't. Oh, it's going to drive me nuts. Why can't I think of the word? Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say, right? Be an individualist. Don't be a conformist. Conformity. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, even to rules and regulations, sometimes you like to think outside the box, and you don't like to be told what to do. And in most circumstances, I'm getting it's okay. You're on your own path. You know, you're in the hands of God. You're protected. So, you know, as long as you're wise and not, you know, making any illegal decisions or whatever, it's okay to think outside the box. It's almost like rules are made to be broken. Like, because again, if you're doing good spiritual work, then it's almost like you have a little like, get out of jail free pass, you know, not literally, guys, right? Please don't get arrested. All right. Anyway, what's going on in your heart space? All right. Are you sexually frustrated? Maybe. There's a little bit of like fire and zest and passion and energy here. This can sometimes just be a card of having fun. Other times it can be a card of like tempers and conflict and competition. You may feel like you're vying for someone's attention. It's almost like you have two people looking at you offering some sort of cup or offering some sort of potentially a romantic offer or just flirting. It could be a little text here and there. But I'm getting that the one that you want is not the person that's looking at you. And isn't that always the way? It's like you have potentially three suitors. You have a couple cups in front of you, but you're dissatisfied with them. You don't see potential in them. It's like the one you're dreaming of, the one with angel wings, right? Again, this is like your angel person. This is that doctor or that nurse or that mother or that very spiritual person who's like taking care of the whole world. You're like, but why aren't they taking care of me? Like, what about me? I mean, that's not bad, but obviously they have a lot going on here. Yeah, so in your heart, you're still holding out because you're hoping the one is going to reach out to you. I want to clarify the other cups here. Let's see if there's any potential in those or if your intuition is right that they're offers that aren't really serving you. Tell me about these three cups and the four of cups. What are these three bottom cups? What is the general vibe here? An Aries. Okay. So an Aries is either into you, which I was sort of getting that too with the Queen of Wands. That's an Aries card. A fire sign, at least one, if not two. There's a fire sign that wants to make an offer to you, and they would fight for you. They will protect you. They in a sense are, it is like a divine pairing of sorts. You do have Emperor and Empress, but interesting. This is unusual. The divine pairing, though, falls with your other person and then another person. So I don't know if this is like a weird thing where it's like couples were changing up who they were dating. Like it could be your friend's ex-boyfriend, or I don't know. Obviously, that's not for everybody. That's a bit of a random thing, but there's like a shuffle of people here. So I don't know if you're going back to someone in the past that you wrote off, or I don't know. That's kind of interesting. This person enjoys nature. It could be, again, an Aries, Leo, Sag, very heavy fire signs, maybe a Capricorn, but I'm not certain that you're interested in them. You're kind of like, I don't really know where I stand with that. They could offer some sort of networking opportunity that would help advance your career, so don't take advantage of them, right? But I'm saying if it's not a romantic connection, it could offer you something that, like a job opportunity in the future. So I wouldn't write them off entirely, right? I would be honest about your feelings, but they might just be a good friend. They offer you a key to open up your world. And again, you don't have to be romantically interested in them, but what they offer you, it raises your vibration. And I am getting like your money count, your finances. There's a job opportunity with someone who I do think is sort of crushing on you. I don't think you're crushing back at them, but this is sort of indicating that you should be focusing more on that than waiting for like the perfect one to come in. Because it'll all happen organically. It's going to happen naturally with all this earth energy. If you're longing for a love of the past too, dreaming about someone from the past, but you're not sure where they stand, and I think that is accurate. Your intuition is correct there. If you're like, well, I'm dreaming of this person, but I don't really know how they feel about me, they're not really sure how they feel about you either. So I'm just, tough love. I'm being called to tell you I would not make that your main focus right now. If you want to keep it on the back burner, maybe revisit it another day. Emotionally check yourself so that you're not longing for people of the past, because it's confusing the universe. It's like the universe wants to deliver you people who are a good fit, but it's something about it's very convoluted. That situation is very messy. So it's saying focus ahead. Like you'll know when it's time to maybe revisit that person from the past. But right now it's like, I'm almost getting the universe going like, oh no, Virgo, like why are we focused? Like you know the truth about that. Like it's almost like that has reached its expiration date. At least now you're being asked to focus on other things, to look ahead. Use your logic. Don't get all caught up in the emotions of it. Proceed forward with logic. You dream about this person a lot, but here's the thing. A lot of you, this also has to do with this person that we read for before. You dream about them, but you're waiting for them to transform your life so that there's a place for you in their life. Like they need to open their world up to make a place to fit a love relationship in. I am sort of getting like a little bit of, not ultimatum vibes, but this idea of, especially if you're with this person now, like you say you want to be with me and you say one day we're going to get married, but I never see you. We never have time together. Like this isn't going to work. That I am sort of sensing that energy. And so some of you are thinking of cutting it, but here's the thing. I don't think that's what you really want. So only you know what is best for you. That's what the High Priestess says. You need to listen to your heart. You need to listen to your intuition. You need to ask Spirit and Source and God or whoever you believe in for some advice on this. I mean, tarot reading, absolutely. This is one option of many, right? But to me, it's like, don't make a decision in haste or out of, if you're not vibing high, right? If you're not coming at something with a very pure heart and a very clear head, that's not the time to be making judgments in terms of cutting people off entirely. There's something about a need to be patient for someone who's really trying to transform their life for the better. They're on like a very noble quest to help people, to save people, to again, be a light worker and put good things out in the community. But I sense that you're getting tired of waiting And yet that's all you're really doing. So she's the queen of action, of forward movement. She's work hard, play hard. So it is saying take strides to better your own life, get involved in labors of love and passion projects, and almost like a moth to a flame, that fire that you possess for your hobbies, for your careers, for the things you enjoy, your job, whatever that is, that will attract the right types of people that could offer you relationships as well, that it's almost like a common bond you would have already. So you don't need to force things to fit together like a puzzle piece. If you're constantly struggling and straining to get something to work, that's a red flag that maybe it's time to reassess. And again, put it on the back burner, put it on pause. But I always hesitate to say, wait around for someone, right? Again, it's a slippery slope here. There's a need to be patient, but you need to keep growing spiritually. The universe never wants you to remain in a place where you are stuck. This is all about taking flight, forward movement, action, passion, motivation, rediscovering what it is that makes you feel alive again. I sense that you're growing bored with something. So the action you're taking is the Queen of Swords. Some of you may be studying or taking a course, going back to school. Yeah, so Queen of Swords in your action. Sorry guys, my camera froze there. Queen of Swords in your action, you're taking some sort of course, and it doesn't have to be like a college course to get some sort of degree or certificate. It could be. You could just be taking a class for fun, especially while we're all in quarantine, right? You may be taking like online painting or some sort of sewing course or learning an instrument, and something to improve your knowledge base. And it's something that breeds creativity. It's good for your soul. It lifts your spirits. It raises your vibration. And it's like you come to realize when you're doing that, you're not so focused on your ex anymore, or you're not so focused on the one who got away, or you're not so focused on forcing someone to, commit and put a ring on it if they're just like, it does good things for your mind. It lifts your spirits, particularly painting. Again, it could be a Scorpio you're dealing with or a Gemini. So in the past, somebody chose someone over you, and you have been carrying around resentment for quite some time. Romantically or sexually, someone may have, and I'm not predicting this. This is a memory that's coming up in the past. It's something that you've still struggled to get over and like free from your mind. In the past, for some of you, someone may have not been faithful. They may have not committed to you. They may have cheated on you. And that was like a tower moment in your life. And it's taken you potentially years to rebuild from that and recognize that it really had nothing to do with you. It had nothing to do with you not being good enough. And I think you've come to realize that now, or in the process of it. It more had to do with that person made a poor decision and a poor choice. And for the longest time, I think you were hoping to reconcile, but something about this new course or this new activity, there's some sort of like epiphany or light bulb that they were keeping you in the dark. They were keeping you, it's like submerged underwater. And this is all in metaphor, but it's something about it was draining, or it felt like you were drowning, like you couldn't breathe, because it's like you were constantly like, I don't know, like holding your breath, waiting for them to come to you with a reconciliation or with an apology. And this, again, it's saying set yourself free. You don't need to ever wait on anyone. You need to be focusing on your own growth and spiritual path, because that brings in, I do want to say, new partnership for a lot of you, maybe with a Gemini or a Cancer. All right, let's throw some romance angels on this. You could have had a rocky relationship with a water sign, a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. All right, so in your new energy, it's fell out under this card of like innovative, your unique and innovative mind that sometimes made you feel like an outcast. Someone wants to flirt with you, maybe a Sagittarius. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. Your uniqueness, I almost want to say that bizarre thing that sometimes you're ashamed of or you hide or try and conceal. It's almost like let your freak flag fly, because it attracts like the right one where you don't have to pretend to be someone you're not. Tell me about this person up above. Yeah, this somewhere in this spread, it may have involved someone you used to be married to, someone you have since divorced. Or it could indicate that the person, especially if you're no longer in contact with them, maybe years have passed, the person that you're maybe waiting on, they might already be married. And I don't know if that would come as a shock to you, but I think that's sort of indicating, like, why are you waiting on someone who's clearly already taken, right? And again, some of you, I know you're like, well, they don't get along and I know the whole backstory. Okay, that's fine. Again, make up your own decisions, but there is an element of valuing yourself, having enough self-worth and confidence to know that you have a lot of options. You should not be settling in romantic relationships. Passion. Yeah, find someone who lights your fire. There's someone who's interested in you. I do keep wanting to say a fire sign down here. There's like 3 different people going on down here in your spread, and it's different from this other person. Passion is good though. Allow your heart and your soul to sing with joy. Maybe you should go after that musician, right? Or someone who plays an instrument, or maybe you're starting to learn an instrument. I said that earlier. And then playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit to shine. I think you're being directed to go towards newness, and it's not to say you can't circle back to the past eventually, but again, you don't need to force it to fit like a puzzle piece, right? If it's just not going together, it's a sign that the universe doesn't think it's the right time. 5s are all about change and anarchy and chaos, and like, yeah, it doesn't seem like it's a good fit right now. But it's almost like if you decide to wait, you're going to be waiting forever. So I would not advocate that. It's like you need to get some sort of mental clarity about it, right? Maybe you need to literally vocalize and advocate how you feel, because your energy is presenting as silent. You're not saying a damn thing. So again, it's up to you what path you want to take, but you either need to vocalize how you feel about someone and at minimum get clarity of it, or choose to release it, to drop it, because it's really not doing any good things for you mentally, spiritually, emotionally. It might be worth kind of taking a risk and putting yourself back out there and seeing like what fresh new cups have to offer, because I think you're going to enjoy it. I mean, these cards are amazing. And guys, okay, what's underneath? Release your ex. And maybe that's your person's card too, but I feel like both of you have baggage from other relationships, so worth looking into. All right. Let me pause you and then we will do career and finances. All right, Virgos, let's do it. Brand new deck, brand new spread. Ooh, Temperance just came out. For career and finances, let's find out what you need to do with career and finances. Are some of you bakers or starting some sort of restaurant, something in the food industry, something about getting the recipe right, I just heard with the Temperance card. Or alchemy, again, doing like kind of like witchy potion type stuff, spiritual art things. Could be, again, medicinal, doctors, nurses, something about medicine, healing angels, right? Something like that. Random messages. All right, Virgo, career, money, finances, jobs, internships, messages for their best and highest good for the month of April, my Virgo squad. Career, money, and finances, jobs, payouts. Yeah, anything we need to know. God help us, right? With Corona, everything's so uncertain right now, but we shall overcome, Virgo. I'm going to be a straight shooter with you. What does Virgo need to know? Jobs, April. Wow, did you see that fly out? I can't wait to see what that was. Ooh, finding your soulmate or finding your soul path, right? Maybe it's your career soulmate, right? Love that. Event planning, weddings. All right, let's do it. All right, so bottom of your deck. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge. There's going to be some obstacles that you face, but you have to remember you have the higher ground. You have the power. I just heard the He-Man. I have the power. Have you guys seen that movie from the 80s? Masters of the Universe? I don't know why I'm getting that. Maybe that's a metaphor for something. He-Man. I just heard the Little Rascals, He-Man Woman Haters Club. That's a joke, right? That's not what I'm actually saying. That's a really cute movie. But anyway, yeah, it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a challenge, but you have the higher ground. Even when you think you're about to slip and fall, you're going to pick yourself back up, because essentially no matter what's thrown at you, all these other wands that you're fighting against, these obstacles, these people, these naysayers, this lack of self-doubt, you have the higher ground, and ultimately you are the victor. You are the winner. You do have more ammunition, so to say, because God is backing you. Spirit has got your back. That's why you're on top, right? It's a card about having faith, too. It's a card of Leo, too, with all that wand energy. It's courage. It's bravery. It's, the lion, strength, king of the jungle. Tarzan, all these very like masculine, dominant energies. So even for my feminines out there, you're being asked to tap into your more masculine energy to like fight the fight. This is not the time to be passive. It's to go out there and claim what is yours, to go out there and take it, to go out there and build it to whatever that is for you, right? Something about the number three days, 3 weeks, 3 months. Something is going to be coming into you that surprises you, but it's going to be a beautiful surprise. It may have to do with something about your family, something about a reunion. It could potentially be a soulmate. Don't make it that if it's not your story, right? But whatever it is, it's something very beautiful, and it's untainted. It's very pure love. This isn't sexual love. This is very much like love thy neighbor. Again, very much a card of family, sometimes a card of siblings. Something about either, again, the three stamp, the 3 marker. It could be seeing 333 on the clock for a lot of you. That date could be significant. I don't know, March 3rd, or I don't know, whatever it is for you. Something good is coming into you on, maybe it's the 3rd of the month or the 3rd day of the week, or I don't know, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. It's good. It's a fresh cup of love with someone I think you already know. This is frequently a card of the past. It could also be a job offer with someone you've already met or someone you already know. It's very nice. And maybe you're already anticipating that. If you're waiting to hear back from someone on a job opportunity, and maybe you got it through a friend of a friend, that looks really beautiful. Yeah, there's word coming in about a job that I think it's lucrative. It will offer you some money, at least enough to get by. And it may have been a fight or a struggle to get to that point where you could send out your resume, or it may have been a difficult task to like pitch your product or ask for that sum of money. But it's like, if you have the endurance, if you have the fortitude to go through with this and to not give up, to be unstoppable, to be unshakable, there's good word for you coming in. And yeah, it has to do with something in the past that maybe you thought was going to end up in disappointment, or you were very suspicious that this person was actually going to help you. It turns out in your favor, particularly if it does involve an air sign, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. That looks really good. Why is Virgo presenting as... And if it's not for you, it could be involving your spouse too. For anyone out there who's married or has a significant partner, it might be good word coming to them, but by default, it affects you. It's going to be income in your household, so to say. All right, so let's see. Then you have the 6 of Swords. Okay. Generally, I like the 6 of Swords. It's about moving on with mental clarity about who your soulmate is. This is sort of ramping back to this relationship thing, but I'm specifically focusing on career and finance, but that doesn't mean these messages won't serve you in a relationship, if that makes sense. But there's some sort of epiphany or some sort of clarity about what you want to move towards in your career. It's almost like a sign from God. It's like a vision you have or something you get in a dream. Again, be that high priestess, that source of wisdom and communication, because Spirit's trying to send you messages. I'm trying to find it and now I can't. Anyway, there she is. Yeah. Messages are being sent to you. Messages from Spirit, from something greater. It could be your spirit guides, your angels, your ancestors, right? In fact, it could be a family business or something that maybe something, a hobby or a skill you acquired because your grandparents taught it to you, or something there. It's tied to family or children or something like that. Working in a school system, something about the playground. I don't know. It could have been something you used to fool around like with on the playground, particularly with children in the past. I don't know. I'm seeing people jumping rope or playing hopscotch or something like that. And again, I'm sure that's a metaphor for something, but so your challenge or focus is endurance, having the strength to carry on even when you want to quit. For a lot of you, you're trying to get your body back in shape, and it's very labor intensive. I don't know if you're working out or lifting weights or, jogging on the treadmill, whatever it is, there's a part of you that's just like, I'm exhausted. I just want to stop. But it's saying go a little bit further because you're so close to home. You're almost hitting the home run. Any baseball players in the house? Yeah, you're very close to the home run where that weight that's on your shoulders, it is going to drop. But it's almost like don't give up until you're in the clearance, until you hear the whistle blow that it's safe to drop it. You got to keep rolling with this a little bit longer. Good things come to those who wait. You will regret it if you give up. Keep pushing through because there's victory on the other end. Yeah, you're aligning with your North Star. There's something greater. It's like God or universe looking out for you. They're trying to get you to an important milestone. That's what this card can be too. They're trying to get you to an important milestone. Then you can drop the baggage. Then you can take a break. Then you can take a breather. But I'm almost getting this is go time. This is crunch time. This is not the time to like rest on your laurels and wait for other things. It's saying while you may potentially get something good coming in, make sure you're still working on other things. And again, that's very broad, but you will know what that means, right? If you have your hand in multiple cookie jars, or however you want to say it, multiple avenues, multiple streams of income, multiple jobs, make sure you're hustling at both, because there's huge victory in it. Your challenge is recognizing there's going to be times that you want to quit. Universe is saying don't. Keep doing it. Keep steady, right? Like, don't just drop the jug and so the vase breaks, right? That's a great metaphor. You just pour it slowly. There's going to be times you want to give up, but it's like it's almost emptied out. You're almost at the end of it where you can release it and let go. It may be a job. It's like you're barely hanging on and you don't want to be there anymore. So again, keep putting those resumes out there. Keep sending those resumes out, because eventually you're going to get a bite back from a good one. Again, working with someone from your past or from your childhood, or working with children, or event planning weddings, doing something, even photography, or... All right, the help available to you is the Queen of Swords. So there might be a wise air sign in your life, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, maybe a best friend that they offer you spiritual wisdom and advice, but also they're just like kind of a shoulder you can cry on if you're having a tough day. They're someone who's very compassionate. They're very empathetic, but they only will give you empathy to a certain point, and then they shut you off, and then they force you to pull up your pants and do it. It's tough love, and that's what you need in your life right now, because you don't need that person who's gonna be like, oh, well, just take a break. You worked real hard, Virgo. Yes, that serves us sometimes, but this message is indicating don't give up. Don't give up the fight, because you're so close to reaching that reward, that victory, that light at the end of the tunnel. Something good's coming in, so you need to surround yourself by people who are like football coach mentality. They're cheering you on, but they're not, what is the term? It's like they're not changing your diaper, I guess, so to say. They will offer you a hand of sympathy. They will offer you a note of compassion, but then they're gonna be like, well, what are you gonna do about it? And again, tough love, that is what you need right now, particularly from an air sign, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, particularly a Libra. A Libra is going to help recalibrate your scale when you're feeling all out of order and then kind of wacky, and maybe you're, again, not internally balanced, which is what the High Priestess is. She's very balanced. The dark and the light are perfectly in equilibrium. If you get out of whack a little bit, right, if you go more towards the dark side, right, this person will be like, hop, all right, come on, let's fix this. Like, again, they will approach it very logically with good clarity and wisdom. How do we get you back to your best? It's like we got to go out there and we're going to take them. But this could be a parent too. It could very much be a mother, maybe a father or a sister, someone in your family. Yeah, there's such a message of you're going to want to give up the fight, but you just can't, Virgo. Not in the month of April. Power through at least until May, because there may be a breaking of the clouds, particularly in Gemini season, actually. That feels really good to me. Yeah, you have Temperance again, just, yep, even kiltered, even balanced. You don't have to break your back doing this. It's not saying you have to extend all your energy to the point, again, where you're burnt out, you're exhausted, you can't do it. Find healthy ways to keep making strides, to keep making progress, right? There's a sense of being really overwhelmed by this work. Can you delegate responsibilities? Can you ask for help? It's finding ways to deal with this so that you're still gaining progress. You're not killing yourself doing it, but you're able to keep the balls in motion. I just keep getting, you don't want to stop anything completely. It needs to keep moving. That's very important. Your final advice or guidance. All right, the Workers card, right? Keep working at it. I mean, it's a High Pentacle card, right? The Eight of Pentacles. Sometimes we call this the apprenticeship, the artisan. It's honing in on your craft, becoming the master of your craft, perfecting the skill type energy. Again, keep at it. Something good is going to come from this, and that may indicate multiple jobs too. There may be the one that you don't like, and it's kind of a bitch to do it. But again, keep doing it. And then there's the one you really like. That's more what this card represents. It's a labor of love. It's a card that indicates the hours fly by because you're doing something, the task at hand. It keeps your interest. It motivates you. You see it as a very practical skill that offers something to the world, and it offers you enjoyment. So it is saying focus on that too. It's lucrative. There's money to be made there. Some of you want to work on a farm or in nature or do something with agriculture or like growing food, focusing on organic things, or teaching people about recycling, or teaching children about recycling, teaching people about the earth, about taking better care of our planet. Yeah, it's like you're going to be a spiritual leader regarding how we treat the planet and how we treat the earth. That's not for everyone, right? But for a few of you. And I mean, you have your own card coming up here. So, I mean, quite frankly, this is your card, right? It's the Hermit saying, Virgo, do the work. Flat, like short and sweet, you know, basic, simple. Virgo, do the work. That's your advice or guidance, right? What's the bottom of your deck? These two popped out. The Lovers and the Three of Coins. Yeah, networking and team building too. Again, particularly with a Gemini, though it doesn't have to be, but a lot of air signs are going to be helpful to you in the month of April. So yeah, make sure you're advocating for yourself. Again, is there a way to delegate these tasks? Can you have someone step in and help you? Keep it going, right? Don't stop. But there are ways to make it easier on yourself because there are people who love you and who are around you that want to lend a helping hand, particularly two people. So yeah, with the card of team building, you know, ask for the help. You guys can do it together. You don't have to do it all on your own. And maybe there's a little bit of ego there or an apprehension to ask for help. But again, like Spirit is kind of saying, chuck the ego, like just get the task done. You know, what is that song or the expression, many hands make light work? That's what this is. Many hands make light work. And light workers, right? Like witches. All right, that's what I got for you, Virgo. Please do like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below if any of this resonates for you. And I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye.